The distorted version of the occult that is being presented to us by media, religious organizations, dialectical materialist institutions, and by ignorant and uneducated men has nothing to do with the actual subject. The word occult in Latin means hidden. It specifically refers to the operations of nature that we cannot detect with our senses. For example, when you interact with people, you cannot see the internal organs of the human body. By definition, to you, they are occult. As far as the existence of internal organs is concerned, they have nothing to do with your beliefs. If you would stop believing in your kidneys, your belief would not make your kidneys disappear. It would make you ignorant of them. Same goes for the world around you. The way it functions is hidden from your view. You cannot see, hear, taste, or touch the all-encompassing spiritual mechanism that is in operation. All you can detect is the aftermath, the final result of its functions. The study and usage of this all-important spiritual mechanism that is in place is the main purpose of occultism. I must say it again, it has nothing to do with your beliefs. To drive this point home, I'm gonna quote Agrippa. In the 3rd chapter of the 3rd book of occult philosophy, Agrippa states that understanding is the highest faculty of the soul and the only true worker of miracles. I will go over this again. Understanding is the highest faculty of the soul and the only true worker of miracles. Together with this, Agrippa offers a sort of mental exercise by saying the following: For we who endeavor to attain such great a height should especially meditate on 2 things. First, how we should leave our frail sense, carnal affections, and material passions. And secondly, by what way and means we may ascend to the intellect, pure and conjoined with the powers of the gods. Many consider occultism to be a realm of darkness where forces of evil flourish. And they do this because they have never learned to use their intelligence and therefore cannot see what's really going on. It doesn't matter which path you follow, whether it's occult or the most orthodox way of living. If you won't use your intelligence, you will be operating in the darkness. Not because of the darkness that is there, but because you will be blind. With the introduction out of the way, we can go straight into the subject of the investigation. So, without further ado, I present to you Part 1, the elements. It is said that everything in this world that we live in is made out of 4 elements, not by adding them up together, but by fusion and transmutation, where different things receive different proportion of the original elements. None of the elements that are found in the densest, most material plane of existence that we occupy are pure. They are more or less mixed. Those things that have shape and are solid have the most earth in them. The earth itself is a grounding point, a final result, so to speak, of all the energies and influences that it receives from above. Directly above earth sits the element of water, which is fluid and movable. Though being a material substance, it lacks shape. It is as if water is in between state of being a material and a spiritual substance. Knowing its transitory properties, it is not difficult to understand why water is considered to be a source of life. And what purpose does the usage of this element has in religious ceremonies? For you yourself came into this world out of your mother's water. Everything that has the flow as the major quality has the most water in it. 2 of the greatest examples of this are 1. The emotional side of our being which propels us to action, and 2. Money, which has the same qualities and behaves exactly like water. The next in line is air with 2 qualities. First one is similar to water, for we live in the air in exactly the same manner as fishes live in the sea, of which currents we call winds. But unlike with water, there is nothing material about air, which gets us to its second quality, being a medium of communication. On the material side of things, we know that light, sound, and moisture, which is smell, travel through air. On the spiritual side, it is said that ideas, visions, dreams, and all manner of apparitions are seen in this element. In terms of societal structure, think of it as containing our collective ideology, which we can access individually. It remains that we speak of fire, which is a source of light, heat, and energy. The ancients were of the opinion that fire in and of itself is one, but to things that receive it, manifold. For even the physical fire that we use is fetched out of other things. It's in the wood, which being kindled, burns. It's in the stone, which being struck by metal, sparks. It's in the body, which causes it to remain warm. In other words, the element of fire is present in all things. The more material the substance, the more dormant the fire that is in it. The spiritual fire is the light of the world and manifests physically as the sun and conceptually or spiritually as the truth, for it illuminates the darkness. You may be wondering, what about the fifth element? Because no doubt you have heard that there are 5 and not 4. To answer this question, we must begin with Tetragrammaton, which is an unutterable name of God. Tetra means 4, gramma means letter, ton is a generalization. This 4-letter name of God is unutterable because each letter is an element, and nobody speaks elements down here. This is why all the ancient cultures had their own version of the chief ruler among gods. For our purposes, we will look into Hebrew tradition, for it is the closest and the most familiar to the Western world. In Hebrew, Tetragrammaton is spelled Yod-He-Vav-He and pronounced as Yahweh, with each letter being a substitute for the element. If we want to grasp the essence of a 5th element, we must grasp the essence of a pentagrammaton, which is symbolically represented as a pentagram. In Hebrew, pentagrammaton is spelled as Yod-He-Shin-Vav-He and pronounced as Yahushua, or Jesus, the Son of God.